everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the very first series of my video blogs, which I'm going to be doing for wedding couples. That's right. And this is going to be the first one. If you saw my introductory video blog, I talked about it. And this is going to be the official kickoff to many video blogs I plan to post on YouTube. So this one right here today, we're going to talk a little bit about what do DJs and MCs do. What do we really do? Besides put our hands up in the air.
Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air.
So I want to give you a little bit more insight and let you know what exactly do we do as DJs and MCs for your wedding. Okay, so what do DJs and MCs do when it comes to your wedding? Well, besides the obvious of playing music, yeah, we do that. We also fist pump. No, I don't fist pump. I'm just kidding. No. What we also do is we program your music for your wedding day. And why that's so crucial and so important is that as DJs, we take you on a musical journey, a musical voyage. And we want to basically be able to play all different types of music for everyone that's attending your wedding, not just for the young group, not just for the older groups, but we go all over the place musically. Different genres, different eras of music. So our job as a DJ is to program our mixes so that it makes sense. How do we do that? Well, number one is we take song requests from the couples, of course, from the wedding couple. And number two is we take song requests from your guests. Number three, which is probably the most important key element of being a DJ, is that we read the crowd, and that's extremely important. Reading the crowd is a skill that can't be taught. I can't teach somebody how to read a crowd. It's basically taught, self-taught I should say, over years and years and years of experience and just practicing and DJing for different types of audiences. Being able to read a crowd takes a lot of mental thought and a lot of psychology. We look at demographics, we look at age, we look at ethnicity, we look at even the way you're dressed. Things like that is what we look at when we're reading a crowd. And most importantly, we see what kind of reaction we get when we play a certain type of song. So for example, if I'm DJing a wedding and I play, let's say, a real popular EDM song and everyone just packs that dance floor, then I know mentally, okay, I know what's gonna work for this type of audience. Or for example, maybe I'll throw on like a song from E40 and I'll throw Tell Me When to Go, and everyone just goes bananas on the dance floor.
Ooh, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
And then maybe I'll throw on another hip hop song and same thing, same reaction. That tells me that, okay, I know which direction I need to go with my music. So there's a lot of mental thought, a lot of psychology involved. I tell everybody, after like a 2-3 hour set, mentally I'm just drained. My brain is fried. And it's fried because I'm constantly thinking of what am I gonna play next. Because it's all about playing that right song at the right moment to get the crowd going. Now that's the DJ's perspective side. That's the DJ side of it. Now we also do what's called emceeing. We have to host your event. We have to be your voice, your main person there who can make all your announcements for you, who can kind of keep your guests entertained, interact with them, and making sure that they're just having a great time. So as your MC or as your host, we want to make sure that we're informing your guests and letting them know what's happening, what's coming up next. For example, we'll say, hey, don't go anywhere. In 10 minutes, we're gonna be cutting the cake. Make sure you're around for that. Get your cameras ready. We don't want to have people running around all over the place, going to the bathroom, going outside smoking, having a drink here and there. And we don't want them to miss that special moment that you're going to be doing, such as your first dance or your cake cutting. So as an MC, our job is to make sure that all your guests are aware of what's happening and making sure that they're not bored. You may have gone to weddings in the past where it kind of drags on and people kind of start looking around the room, they start walking around, they don't know what's coming up next, and they're looking at each other like, what, huh? So as a MC, or what a great MC should do, is to make sure that they're informing your guests and letting them know, hey, this is coming up next, get ready, don't go anywhere. If you need to use the bathroom, go do it now. Little things like that. So that's what's really important as an MC for your wedding day. And last but not least, but most importantly, as your MC and as your host and as your DJ, our job is to make sure you, the wedding couple, is having an absolute blast and not worried about one single thing, but having fun with your family and friends. Weddings are those times of your lives where you're probably going to see friends and family who you haven't seen in years and who you probably won't see again in years. So our job as a DJ and MC is to take away all that stress, making sure all your vendors are working accordingly with each other, making sure we're on time, making sure your music is on point, and every fine detail involved in your wedding. We want to make sure, as your DJ and as your host, we want to make sure that that is happening so that you have nothing to worry about, but just to have an amazing time with your family and friends. So in essence, your DJ is the one that's setting the vibe. They're setting the tone for your wedding reception. They are the ones who are going to be making sure that your party is a party, a celebration. So we're usually the ones who always get there first, and we're usually always the ones who leave last. So from start to finish on a typical wedding day, it's about 12 hours, sometimes even a little bit longer, depending if where we're driving into. So if you include driving time and all that, it even can be a little bit longer at times. But we're usually there first, and we usually last to leave. That's because of all the equipment we got to bring in. We want to make sure all the lighting's perfect, making sure all the sound is sounding perfectly, microphones are working, all that kind of good stuff. So that's a big part of our job, is logistics, making sure that we have the proper equipment for your wedding reception and your wedding ceremony, which I'm going to talk about at another blog also too. So in a very condensed description of our job, that's kind of what we do as a DJ and MC. That doesn't even include the pre-production work we have to do for your wedding before your wedding day, including programming your music, getting it all in order, doing edits of songs. Maybe you want a song shortened down for your first dance, doing all that kind of stuff. So that's called pre-production. So that's a whole different ball game over that we also do on top of the actual DJ and MC work on your wedding day. But that's a very small, like I said, condensed version of job description of what we do. And continue to watch more of my video blogs, because I'm going to go in more detail on all the different topics and all the different planning stages of a wedding. So don't go anywhere. Subscribe to my channel. Share this video as much as you like. And I will be back with you guys again.